Hey everybody. So we're going to be building a vessel using coils. We would normally do this with obviously our regular clay, so we're going to be missing a step called scoring and slipping. However, same pretty much basic principles on how to build this. So first things first, you're going to get out your clay from here. I used about half of one of the little logs that are in there to create a little flat, what we call our base to our vessel that we're going to make. This just kind of start to flatten it out. If you want to use your mother's rolling pin, I'm sure she will not be excited about that, or something that you could roll it out with. I literally just took my hand and flattened it out. I also used that little knife that's right there, so any knife would be fine as long as you wash it afterwards if you eat with them. And I cut it so that it was almost a perfect circle. Does not have to be perfect, okay? Could be any size, could be a square if you want it to be, whatever you would like. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll out a perfect coil. Here's the hardest part with this. When you are rolling out a coil, first of all, this clay, you'll notice is a little tough at first. You have to warm it up in your hands. Take it, squeeze it, whatever you need to do to warm it up a little bit, okay? Then you can start working with it. Now with these coils, when you're making them, you're gonna run them underneath your palm of your hand. You will notice that I'm not using my fingers. If you use your fingers, you're gonna get these little divots that are gonna be in there. You're gonna want to adjust the pressure. There's gonna be times when you're really gonna push a little bit harder because you're like, okay, that place is a little thicker than the rest. Like right here, I noticed this is a lot, I can feel it. This is a lot thinner and you can actually see it. This is a lot thicker. So I'm going to slightly put more pressure here as I start to roll it out. Okay. And I'm actually kind of like dragging it in this direction. So that's honestly the hardest part about this whole thing is going to be rolling that perfect coil. So watch and be careful. Practice. If you practice over and over and over and over in order for you to make that perfect. All right. So next what you're going to do is you're going to take your coil and you are going to take that coil, measure it. I started to do this one and then I took it off so I could make the video. You're going to line it up so that it kind of goes all the way around the edge of your base. And then you're going to smooth coil on the outside. I put it on paper because it was sticking to my table, so you might want to do that. I'm going to take a little bit of clay there. I can even add a tiny bit of clay right in there, like so, to kind of build that up so that it is almost the same width and thickness as everything else is. I'm going to add a little bit more right there. So as I'm doing this, I'm going to make this into that coil, and you're going to try to smooth it out the very best you can. Real clay is a lot easier to use than this, but it still gives you the same principle. You have to put a little tiny bit more effort in this, but honestly, you're going to learn the same thing. Okay? So you're going to get that so it's nice and smooth, and then I'm going to show you your next step. Okay, so this next step is just this. You're going to take that coil and you're going to take your finger and smudge it into only a little tiny bit, but you're just going to blend it nice and smooth on the inside. If we were using this for real clay and then we're going to put it in the kiln, see this little gap that's there? We would slip and score something that's under here, which means that we would put like a little tiny bit of like really wet clay and some scoring to make that so that it would stay nice, and it almost creates like a vacuum hold. But then we would have to smooth this out and we would have to really make sure that that area in there is all filled in so that it has no air bubble. If you have an air bubble in clay, when you put it in the kiln and we fire it at 2,000 degrees, if there's an air bubble in there, heat expands, it blows up. Okay? Had many of them do that. So this part is really, really, really important. For this vessel that you're going to be doing, you are going to have to smooth out everything on the inside. So you're going to take pictures of this so that it's all smoothed out on the inside. The outside, I'm not going to care about so much, okay? The outside we're going to leave so that we can see the really cool details that you're getting in that, okay? So that's really important there. Don't know if I can do this. Give me a second. Okay, so here we go. It is important that you take your hand on the other side and you use that as like a wall so it doesn't come out. Because as we start to build this hand here on the outside, holding that so everything is in one place, is going to be extremely important. So as we add another one, that would be here, okay? That hand here, holding that is going to be really important so that it doesn't collapse or start to, you'll notice that if you start to mush out just a little tiny bit, like everything starts to come out as you build instead of go straight up, that is because you probably aren't using your hand as a strong wall that's there. Okay, so try to make sure you have your hand there. Okay, so you could put another ring around here, like another coil, etc. But in order to make really cool designs, a lot of times you can do other different things. This one here, we've kind of made like a zigzaggy kind of feel. I don't need this here at the bottom, so I'm literally going to cut it right off like so. Okay, I am smushing them together like this, and then I am taking my fingers and I am blending, this is the inside, this will be on the inside. I am blending those together without pushing too hard on the other side onto the paper so that it doesn't flatten out. Okay, so it's looking better. There we go. Okay, so you're smoothing it out. You then take this little jewel right here and you can, I'll bring it in here, place this here. You can blend. If you need a little extra, don't hesitate because you need this to be nice and strong. So you're going to add that in there, smooth it all out. Make sure this is smoother because you're going to get a grade on how smooth it is on the inside. Make sure you use that hand as your support so it doesn't start to smush out. Okay, and now look, you got a really cool little design that's starting to build there. If you hate this right there, you can take a little knife or a tool or a pen or something. There we go. Okay, see that? And you could just nicely blend it in so that it kind of blends a little bit better. You can take a couple of logs of your clay, make a really long one if you get really good at this, and you can start adding things to it. Okay, so you can make your vessel into anything that you want. You can play around with different techniques. I'm going to have some different techniques listed on the Google Classroom, so make sure you pay attention to that. And you're going to be building your vessel. I will show you a picture of my final vessel on Google Classroom. Okay? Hope this helps. If you have any questions, Zoom me. Say, Ms. Burns, I need to talk with you about this. Can we meet at 1 o'clock tomorrow or whatever? And we'll definitely make sure that something happens. Okay, so email me if you need to Zoom me. All right.